morning and welcome to the Mindfulness broadcast. I'm Tiffany Grimes with Empower Coaching and Training, and it is beginning of November. If you are new to the Mindfulness broadcast, welcome. On to the elephant in the room, which I would say is just our world right now, and some massive energy, what I would say. And, I get to spend my days working with people as you do. And so I get to hear where a lot of people are. And there are just a lot of thoughts. There are a lot of feelings. There are a lot of emotions and a lot of people sitting with, what do I do now? Right. And that's, it can be on any side. Any part of the spectrum, any subject, there's just a lot right now. There's a lot. And anytime we think about a presidential change, a lot of you are state employees. There's also like, what does this mean, for budgets and jobs and services? And there's just a ton of unknowns. And again, from all perspectives, regardless of wherever we sit on that. And so I was listening to a podcast the other day. I was sharing this with somebody, and it really spoke to my heart, and I've continued to go back to it. And so I want to share it with you. And it is the person that was being interviewed is Dr. Doty. The podcast was I think it's Mel Robbins. When I said that, it sounded funny, but I think it's Mel Robbins. But the guy is Dr. Doty, and he is a neurosurgeon. And he's also a leading teacher in the world of manifesting. And his whole kind of platform is manifesting is not woo-woo, it's not magic, it is neuroscience. And he goes through and he talks about and explains it, and it is amazing. And it's all the stuff that we talk about here. It's where our minds are our brains are creatures of habit. One of our safety mechanisms is efficiency, which means that the more we do something, our brain just goes, okay, this is it. I'm going to create this as a neural pathway. I'm going to myelinize it. And this will just be what we do without thinking. This will be how we act. This will be when we feel this way. This is what we'll do. This is what we'll say. 95% of our decision making is in the unconscious because of this pathway of efficiency. And what he reminds us is our natural state as humans is a place of peace, of rest. It's our parasympathetic nervous system. We were designed to be in that parasympathetic nervous system. It's where we get to access our prefrontal cortex and all of the greatness that happens with that. And then we were beautifully and perfectly designed with the stress response. So something happens, we can rise to the occasion. We can go down into a reactionary part of our brain. We're flooded with our hormones that can support us with that. And then the threat goes, the stress goes, and we return to our natural state. And as we all know, that's just not our modern world, right? And so we are spending much more time in that stress state, in the place that we're designed to kind of react and get flooded with more stress hormones to deal with the threat. And we're spending more and more and more time in there, especially again over all of these changes that are there for us right now in the world. And so what he talks about is in our resting state, in that place of parasympathetic response, as we think our thoughts and as we do our thing and as our brain lays down those pathways, they are ones that are in more alignment with how we want to be, right? Because they're made with our prefrontal cortex. And when we're in our stress response and we're thinking our thoughts and we're doing our things and our brain is being efficient, we're also laying down neural pathways. And so where we spend the majority of our time then in either one of those is where we're laying down our unconscious pathways that we then view the rest of the world through. He simplifies that and he calls that a state of love and a state of fear. And I absolutely love the simplicity of that. And what he reminds us is we are, if we're in a state of fear, which many of us are a lot, it's our response to stress, then we are thinking and behaving unconsciously through that lens, how we are protecting ourselves and how we might view others as dangerous, and really functioning from that world. So then we're creating more of that. And in the opposite, if we are functioning in a place of love and we're thinking through the lens of compassion towards others and self, through the lens of resiliency through others and self, we are creating more of that. We are engaging with people differently in the world differently. And that's his neuroscience take on manifesting, right? It's neuroscience, it's not magic. So, in a world right now where so much is unknown and so much is out of our control, what we can control is, are we functioning from a place of fear, or are we functioning from a place of love? And really being conscious about that choice. So, with that, let's close our eyes or take a soft gaze. And I'm just going to bring your attention to your heart, to your chest, to your breath. And our whole practice is going to be about keeping our energy there, maybe envisioning warmth, creating expansion, purposefully bringing our attention to our breath that can expand this space, that can warm this space. So right now, just bring your energy. You might feel your shirt or your undergarments on your chest, on your shoulders. Just notice, you might feel the physicalness of your heartbeat, the in and out of your breath. You might notice your shoulders, your neck, bringing an ease, an openness to this area. You're welcome to move your shoulders if you want. As I do that, I hear a click, crack, snap. You can even open up the palms of your hands and kind of bring your hands back and your neck up if your body allows that. Just opening. As fear creeps in, we tend to close off this area, bringing our shoulders in, bringing our head down, collapsing, armoring even, breathing more shallow. And so we're just imagining and creating in whatever physical form we can a space of love. I'd imagine, if you can, even a light coming from this area, and first and foremost, just covering you, giving yourself love and grace and compassion, acceptance, whatever is present for you. And for some of you, you might need to stay right here for a while. And for others, you might be able to feel that light expand, where we might be asking, how do I create, speak, think, behave, choose through that lens of love? How do I manifest more of what I want? More safety, more connection, more love. Maybe it's between me and nature, me and people, me and family, me and the unknown. How do I act from a place of love? And it's not to say that fear isn't real. Fear of the unknown is a natural response. Mindfulness enables us to notice that I'm in a place of fear. That's okay. There's a lot of unknown. How do I move myself gently into a space of love? Keeping your energy in your chest, feeling your breath. We're going to begin to close the practice, but noticing just what it feels like to have opened, to have explored this place of love, and seeing how you might bring this in many times throughout your day. As the unknown surrounds us, we might just find that opening the palms of our hands, lifting our chin, and taking a breath multiple times throughout the day is an invitation to come back to love. And when you're ready, we're going to open our eyes, be back together. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your love this morning. Be well. I'll see you next week.